Other one is December the 20th. All right, we are 1996, 4 days left. Delete columns to make sorted. Oh, it's the same question. I'm not sure if it's the same. Array of n strings, all of them same length. You may choose any deletion indices, and we delete all the characters in those indices for each string. For example, if we have this and this, and the deletion indices is 0 to 3, so we delete 0, delete 2, and delete 3. Okay? Suppose we choose a set of deletion indices, answer, such that after deletions, the final array has its elements in lexicographical order. Final array has its return the minimum possible value of answer dot length. Suppose we choose a set of deletion indices such that, so just the minimum number of deletion indices of columns, minimum number of column deleted, so that it can be sorted, like it's in a sorted order. So the first one is 1, I delete the first, right? I delete 0. The first column we have A, B, C left. And the second one, that's already, right? The second example, it's already in lexicographical order. Lexicographical order. It's the same. Lexicographical order basically means every letter is sorted, because they're the same length. So that means the first letter of the first word must be smaller or equal to the first letter of the second word, and so on and so forth. So essentially, we need to go through all of them and then check how many are not in, how many columns are not sorted, and then that's that. Given n is 100 and string length is 100, I think this is just a brute force, and then we shall be able to do it. Very straightforward. Wow, end of the year. Okay, these two are pretty simple, compensated for the other two problems, which are pretty damn hard. To make STRs lexicographically sorted, we need and since the length, right, of each str is the same, we need to make sure that each column of letters is sorted, and thus we will go through each column and then count the number of columns that are not sorted. The count is the answer. Okay, so the rest is 0. So we can say j0, j smaller than str 0 dot size, j plus for int I equal to y smaller than str dot size I plus plus if str's I j is smaller than str's I minus 1 j. We say res plus plus that need to be deleted and then break, and then at the end we'll return res. Why I feel like this is the same as yesterday. What's the difference? Unless I'm mistaken, but this feels Is this the same as yesterday? Nope. Second one is not. XYZ CBA. Oh, it doesn't have to be all of them. Oh, as long as one of them is, then it's good. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was wrong. We need to make sure that the first column, the leftmost column, leftmost column of letters is sorted. Okay. Thus, we'll go through each column, right, and delete the column until we have a column that is sorted. Right. The number of deleted could be 0 is the answer. Okay, so the same, and then we go for this one, and right, so basically once we get out, because we can have a bad one, so we delete, bad one we delete. So the first one that we do not delete, so we shall say the first column and the second column, and we shall say is sorted. Okay, is sorted, go to true, right? And then once this is sorted, it go to false. Okay, and then when we come out, we say if is sorted, then we'll break. Which actually you can do it here. You can say boolean is sorted. No, I think it's easier to do it here, right? So we can true is a flag, or say false. If it's false, we have to keep going. Yep, that's the main difference. We just need the first one. We need the first one to be sorted, and then everything will be sorted. That is very interesting. I think what happens is what? How? I definitely go to the last one. Yeah, yes, A is smaller than B. That's very interesting. Yes, like if B is smaller than A. No, we keep going. The next one, A is smaller than B. Yes, rest plus plus is sorted equal to false. If I see. Oh, holy crap! I can't just but wait a second. Is it not sorted? So how would you sort this? X, X, Y. So yeah. So these are the same. So you need to sort this. F, E, F, G. Oh, G and F. Oh, okay. Okay, I agree. I didn't even think this through. So first column is good. Oh, but we need to highlight the ones that are the same. The ones that are the same need to be handled differently. Oh. The ones that are the same need to be handled differently. So I go. So if nobody is the same, then that's it. If we have things that are the same, those are the special ones, then we need to check. Right? So we'll check. So those are the special ones. So we record. These are the ones that we need to check. Right, this, if I have, let's say, another y, then these are the things we need to check as well. But this group and this group doesn't have to be checked together. So it needs to be a group of groups. So at the beginning, it's going to be everybody. Right, it's going to be everybody because I don't know. It's going to be everybody. And then once it's the same, I need to create a separate group. And then this one will put into the same queue. Right, now we just check this subgroup. Right, and then within a subgroup, we'll check if they're the same. We have to keep going until we hit the end. So there's also another scenario where maybe what if I just delete this, right? I delete it first. Well, I don't think that will make it even better because if everybody's good following the first, then you're just doing extra this. Yeah, I think it's okay. This is not right. I need to make sure that the leftmost column is sorted. Now, if the leftmost, if the left column is not sorted, it must be deleted, right? Until we encounter a column that is sorted. However, the story does not stop here, because if we have duplicated letters, the following, right? The following column, must continue to be checked, right, against the rows with duplicated letters. Yeah. So it's more complicated than that. So we need to create a deck of vector. So this is rows, group of rows, row group. Okay. And then we say row group dot push back this. Now we'll do vector initial. How can I create That's fine. Let's get some more int. N is str size. M is str 0 size. Okay. So this is the initial is going to be the rows, right? So it's going to be n rows. And then we say for int I, 0 s smaller than n, plus initial I equal to I. And then we say row group dot pushback initial. Okay, so that's that. We say while row group dot empty is if it's not empty, right? And then we say auto rows shall equal to row group dot pop front. No, isn't that the dot top front? Yeah, front row group dot pop front. Okay, so we pop front, and then we'll go through that. If it's not sorted, we'll put initial in again, right? If it's sorted and there's no duplicates, yeah, so we'll do this. We can say int I equal to 1. What is j? Okay, int j equal to 0, right? And then int I is equal to 1. While I is smaller than m, no, I is smaller than n, right? I is smaller than n. So this empty and j is smaller than m, right? Y is smaller than n. If str's I j smaller than str's I minus 1 j, rest plus plus, because that means it's bad, and then we'll break. Okay, otherwise I plus plus. So when I come out, we just check on I, the size of I. I say if I is equal to n, if I is not equal to n, okay, if I, but as we go through, there may be something that's in it. Hold on, let me think again. Because we go through that, we might hit some duplicates, right? And we say each duplicate we hit, we'll have to put it in. And I'll just go through the one more time. Right, I'll go through the one more time. So basically, we'll say if it's not sorted, then I is smaller than n. Right, if I is smaller than n, so basically not sorted, then what we're gonna do, right, so this is not sorted. We can actually just do this. So this basically handles, right? This basically handles the check if it's sorted. So if it's not sorted, then rest plus plus, we have to delete that, and we say row group dot pushback, right? Push pushback initial, okay? We push back because we have to go through them again. Else, this is interesting. Else, right? Sorted, but we need to find any duplicated stretches and examine those stretches in the next round. How do we do it? We basically go through this whole thing again. I mean, I usually use I, so I mean I can reuse I. I'll reset. Let's say I equal to 1, because that's basically it. We don't need this, and then none of this is necessary unless we do this. So I can reset I, and then we say, I can use a for loop. For I this I plus plus, so I don't need this line. Right, so I reset I say for I smaller than n, I plus plus, right? If they're the same, man, I felt, could there be a better way than what I'm doing right now? I feel like gotta be a better way. Because I'm getting stretches, right? So I think a 2-pointer will be a better idea. Oh, stretches. I see. Yes. I don't need the whole thing. A pair will suffice. Stretches. Range. Row ranges. Okay. So row ranges, can I just do 0 to an n and m? I think is wrong. I think I use this should be m, right? So this should be m minus 1. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. All right, j is just smaller than n. And this is row ranges, and then we'll say auto low high. This is row ranges, okay. And then we'll just basically go through the whole thing, and we have low and high. So basically we need one of them go from low to high, okay, and we need I need a k. Okay, so if we say for I equal to low plus 1, I smaller equal to high, I plus plus, and inter k shall equal to low, right? This is what we're gonna do, and then we say if strs I j is smaller than strs I minus 1 j. Right? So if it's the same, I move forward. If it's the same, I move forward. If it's not the same, that means the streak ends, right? The streak ends. So streak ends No, this is not streak n. This is just unsorted. All right, this is just unsorted. So this we should just break. This we should just break. And I equal to low plus 1. I do need I. I do need I. So this we should just break. All right, this we should just break. This is not sorted. Not sorted. So that just need to break. Otherwise, right, we can say if strs I j is equal to strs I minus 1 j. So if it's equal to, then basically don't do anything. But if it's larger than, that means whatever streak has been broken. Then we need to put the new pair into the row ranges. But we have to make sure that it's least, let's say the size, is a minimum size, is equal to 1. I guess we can say if m is equal to 1, we'll just return 0, right? It has to be larger than 1. So here, basically I and I minus 1, it breaks. So I check I minus 1, right? We can say if I minus 1 is larger than k, so k is low, then that's when we can push this into the deck. Right, then we say row ranges dot push back k and I minus 1. So this is for further evaluation in the next round, right? In the next round, and that's that. Else we don't put it because it's a single. We don't need to do further evaluation if it's just a single. But what we do need is every time this happens, I need to reset k, need to reset to I, right? K need to reset to I, and then blah blah blah. This gets out, and yeah, let's just delete all of this. Okay, so this. We go row by row, right? If it's not sorted, we just break out. And then we can check on the I. And if it's sorted, we check if it's larger than. If it's larger than, we will further check if it's more than 1. If it's more than 1, we push that in. That's the new range we have to check. And if it's equal to 1, like if it's equal to the previous one, then we don't do anything. But in either case, once it's bad, once it's like get a bigger one, k need to reset, right? And then we blah blah blah, we go through everything. Okay, now we come out. So what we need to check is if this I is larger than high. Okay. No, if I is smaller or equal to high, right? That means we have it's not sorted. Then rest plus plus, right? And then row ranges start push back 0 to n minus 1, because next round we have to redo the whole thing. Otherwise, that means it's sorted. Then we just let it keep going, and then j plus plus, right? J plus plus, and okay, let's try this one. So we can actually have more sophisticated, right? We can say x, y, y, right? And then I can do the same, g, f, yeah, you know what? I'm a hold on a sec. This is not right. I'm lacking imagination. Ugh. Well, if n equal to 1, n equal to 1 still has to go through the whole thing. How? Where do I do res plus plus? I say if I is smaller or equal to high. So the first is sorted, right? But I should put this and this in. And then GF. Oh, I see. This is not. Oh, yes, that's right. It should be low and high. We should do low and high. Yep, this should be low and high. We should put low and high in it. There we go. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, I passed in the previous one. Remember, the previous one is 198. That's the previous one, 100. This one I can't even hit this one. All right, let's see what problem is this one. ABX, AGZ, BGC, and then BFC. Oh, BFC. That's my initial. Okay, so AABB, so basically we have two. We have this and then this, right? BG is good. So, if it's good, then we don't delete. I think I just... Did that break immediately? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, IJ plus plus. Damn. Oof. I should not, because I will process the other one. Yeah, I don't think. Ah, Lord. Alright, I see the problem. I see. Oh, this one is not that easy. I was completely wrong initially. So this has to be a 3 thing. So a pair of pair. Because I need to put the J inside. But I don't know there are other ways to do this. To put the J inside. I mean, you can manipulate the numbers, but I feel it's we're gonna do another pair of this and int. So it's going to be something like this. So each element is low, low, high, and column. So row, low, row, high, and a column. So I don't need this, I don't need this, and then this need to change. I'm not sure, I'm guessing J. Unqualified ID. I guess we cannot do that. That's fine. I'll P equal to this, and then we say low, high. Low is P dot first. High is P dot first dot second. Low, high, and J is P dot second. Okay. So this is fine, this is fine, this is not fine. We need to push, basically this is the next level. So it's gonna be j plus 1, right? That's what we'll push in. And then this is the same. It has to be this one, j plus 1. Right, so they might still be the same, but we'll do here if j is equal to n, continue, and then we'll handle everybody. And we don't have this j plus plus, this is not needed. Yeah, this is now sorted. Now sorted. I don't, and this is it's fine. All right, so this is try it again. I'm gonna use this as test case. All right, try it again. Man. How? ZYX WVU and then TSR. So that's bad, right? So I get Oh, my bad. Need to pop first. Need to do this. Get it out, pop it. Oh. How? Oh, I see. Just have to do this one more time. So when this one ends, we're gonna do one more check. If I minus 1 is larger than k, then we need to do row ranges pushback. Holy crap, this is so much harder than I had expected. J plus 1, this is going to be k I minus 1, because this one you do not get to check it, or if I is going to the end. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Holy moly. Completely trial and error, huh? Alright, let's... What the hell? VDY, VEI, ZVC, and ZLD. So VVZZ, okay. DE is good. YI, so that's the first one, so this is bad. And this is so this is bad. Yeah, it should be 2. Why I only get 1? So I got VVZZ, I think both get out. So now the next round, we have low should be this, high should be this, and... Oh, wait a second. if I delete this, so because D is good and I say this is sorted, which it is, right? This part is sorted, but this one gets deleted, right? This one gets deleted. Now if this one gets deleted, then we need to check this one. Ooh, because this one gets deleted. Yo. So what it means is if we deemed one of them deleted, right? And then we have to redo this instead of following this. We have to redo it. Oh. Okay. Oh, we're just keeping adding more and more logic to the solution. Well, we need to keep track of the. Oh, man. Because you have these small stretches, right, coming in, but because you go into a queue, so one of them gets evaluated first, which means all the subsequent you don't need to evaluate them because you have to reevaluate, right? So like this one gets deleted, so the next one you push in is not, right? Is not. So if the current is not sorted, so you say we delete the current one, but the next one, because you delete the current one, right? So the next one needs to be evaluated from scratch, right? From scratch, not just that. Huh. I mean, think about it again. So you get it sorted, so you have this, right? So next round, what you need to check is, but why do you need to get to these small stretches though? I think all you need to say is, as long as it's not fully, then you just have to check the next one. That's not true, because if you have something like this, right? If you have like A, B, B, and you have, A, B, A, B, this is fully sorted, right? Because this is sorted, so like within these set is also sorted. So this is actually good, even though this is BA. So you do need to check just within this stretch. Like if it's sorted, it's good. If they have further, you have to. But the thing is, if this is bad, right? If it's like BA, right? If it's bad, then no matter if it's good or bad in here, this will be completely deleted, right? This will be completely deleted, which means the next one should continue using this stretch. Then how do I pass this information? Let me think. So basically, we go in this. Darn. So basically saying this is a current column, right? And then we go through the current column. If it's fully sorted, that's the end of the story, right? That's the end of the story, done. If it's not, if the current column is not fully sorted, that's just, we delete it, we keep doing the next one. Those are easy to handle. So we'll do that. Now, if it's fully sorted, but there are stretches, then we move on to the next one. Right, we move on to the next one. We check those stretches. Right, we check those stretches specifically. Okay, we check those stretches specifically, and we'll check those stretches, and we say if the stretches are good, right, within each stretch. So is this good? Is this good? So initially it's just one big stretch. We say, is it good? If all the stretches are good, then it's good. If one of the stretches is bad, we delete it, but we check the same stretch for the next round. So that's actually different from what we have right now. It's not going to be a deck. I think what we're going to do, each element is row and high. Man, this is like a third time that I'm changing the idea of how I want to do it. So it'll be this. Oh shoot! It'll be this, right? Row ranges. We'll do this and this. Right? That's just a stretch. So we are going to remove everything. Oh my god. For int j equal to 0, j smaller than n, j plus plus. So for each column, it's your row ranges that you need to take care of. So we are just going to be, for every single one, right? We say for const auto low high of row ranges, and we'll have a std vector, std pair, int temp. Okay, so we have row ranges, then we'll check from low to high, and then you can do also this. Right now I'll do from low to high, and then we check if it's sorted. Right, we check if it's sorted. So we say int I equal to low plus 1, and the range.
Why would you do that?
Right, so within this, you need to produce, right? You need to produce new ranges, right? New ranges. You need to produce new ranges. So we have k equal to low. So this is the same. This is the same logic, right? So for this I smaller than mi plus plus, right? So we say if str's ij is smaller than str's I minus 1 j, so that's a break, because this basically says it's not sorted. Now if they're equal, then we let it go, but if it's larger, so if str's I j is larger than str's I minus 1 j, right? If that happens, that means we have a new equal. Then we have to put that inside the temp. We say temp dot pushback. And we say if I minus 1, right, is larger than k, then we'll be pushing back, k I minus 1, right? But no matter what, k will reset to I, right? So we do this, blah blah blah, and then when this is end, we'll check one more time. If I minus 1 is larger than k, then temp dot pushback. Actually, we should first check. Okay, this is once it gets out, we should check one more time. Dot pushback. K I minus 1. This is the last one. But before that, we need to first check if I is equal to m. Right? If I equal to m, that means we no, if I is smaller than m, right? If I, not m, You have a low, you have a high. Should be smaller equal to high, my bad. Smaller equal to high, so this should be smaller equal to high. That means we have a not sorted. Okay, so if it's not sorted, the rest plus plus, we need to delete this. And for the next round, we basically just, you know, we need to move on to the next one. And this is for each stretch, right? So we find on one of the stretch, it's bad. So all the stretches are going to be bad, right? And we need to break, but also continue use the same row ranges, right? We need to continue to use the same row ranges. It's not sorted, delete, and not sorted. Use temp, boolean, should use temp, true, okay, not sorted, and we should not use temp. Okay, we say should use temp equal to false, now we'll break it. So basically break this, we don't have to check any more ranges, and that's it, right? If I is small equal to high. Now if I is larger than high, that means we have it sorted, and we just check if we have more, then we need to push it in, and then we move on. So this is basically the current range. I have further smaller ranges, and now we go to the next range, we check the same, we go to the next range, we check the same, and then temp got push these new things, right? Now once it gets out, right, once this for loop gets out, right, when we check, say if should use temp, if we should use temp, then we say row ranges, I can move temp, right? Row ranges I use temp, should use temp. But if it's false, that means I use the previous one. And then I'll go for the next column. And then we do the same thing again. And then we do the same thing again. And then we'll get out. Alright, so if this one still doesn't work, then we'll have to pause it because it's already 53 minutes. So I first check if the existing ones are right. They're all right. Then we use the new test case. And we'll try it again. Okay, this is right. Let's try to see if this one's good. Oh, okay, this one's good. Oh my goodness. This is not simple. Oh my. Holy crap. Well, definitely not as simple as I had expected. Yeah, I had vastly underestimated the difficulty of this problem. That's gonna be my comment. Man, this is actually pretty tough. How many is 3? Failed 3 times. Holy crap. Greedy. Mine, oh mine. That is pretty simple. Greedy. What is greedy? Which columns we will keep in the final answer? If we don't keep the first column, then the final rows of the answer will have to be sorted. If we do keep the first column, then the final rows of the answer only have to be sorted if they share the same first letter. But I think I have a faster way than this. Greedy with optimization. Wait, what is this? I've never seen this syntax before. Oh, these are called labels. Anyway, I'm not intended to read this. I think my solution is pretty clear, so I'll just stick with it. It's like BFS, right? This is like BFS to find stretches, and then well, in part of it, maybe we can say it can get more optimized. I don't think. I think that's about it. That's OMN. It's very optimized. Yeah, we just like we delete the row, we delete the column. We have to use the same column. We have to use the same check for the next round, right? If we delete it, we use the same check. If not, then we use a new one. I'll just leave it as this. All right, that'll be it. 1 hour. I said I only want to spend half an hour on this, but we do 1 hour. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.